Yo guys, welcome to a new video, and in today's video I want to talk about the upcoming bull market, or basically bull run that Bitcoin is in right now, but also talking about the mindset and also talking about another influencer which most of you probably know. That's Il Capo of crypto, the crypto godfather on Twitter. He has like 700,000 followers. And I personally think he's a very good analyst, but I think he made one mistake, and I want to share that with you because I've made that mistake in the past as well, and we can maybe prevent us from making that mistake in the future. And that is to not get married to a certain idea. Like if we take the example of Il Capo of crypto, he was during the bear market very accurate. He expected Bitcoin the whole time to continue this downtrend because we haven't seen any reversal signs yet, and he did a great job. He actually he made a lot of calls, he predicted that right. But the problem that happened right here is that a lot of times when he get good calls, I think he got overwhelmed by the accuracy, and maybe just stick to that thesis of Bitcoin just going lower and lower and lower. And of course, normally in a bear market, you should always expect Bitcoin to continue the trend that it's trading in right now. So it was a downtrend, right? So it makes sense that you continue to watch for more downside. However, sometimes you can get too much. You can attach too much to a certain idea that you really want it to happen, that you are ignoring different signals. Like I've said myself too, like right before we had the triangle formation when Bitcoin was 16 point something, we broke down. I was also bearish. I was thinking like, okay, right now we could see a continuation or move to the downside. I've been talking about that on the channel. But then when we got a very limited move to the downside, and we got like suddenly positive funding and the price went up, and we were seeing bearish divergences in the stablecoins dominance and so on, then that was all signs which could trigger me in one single day to flip from extremely bearish to extremely bullish. And I was never able to do this in the past. In the past, I always had quite difficulties with flipping my bias because I was always looking for reasons to confirm the bias or thesis that I was basically watching. So if I would expect that the price could go up because of this and this and this reason, then I would tell myself that over and over again, yeah, this and this I'm seeing, so I think the price will go up, right? But then when new information comes to light, and new information basically comes to light, I wouldn't be able to process that information objectively and then say like, okay, great, I thought Bitcoin was going up because of this and this, but right now I see this and this, so I think Bitcoin is going to go down. And that is, I think, the same thing happened to Il Capo of crypto, or he maybe just used a very simple method, like for example, when Bitcoin is trading below a moving average, we are in a bear market; above a moving average, we are in a bull market. That's of course a good, generally a good strategy. However, there will be always one moment where you will be wrong. Because I would say it's better to take in multiple data metrics into consideration, so you can already earlier at the bottom, you can already try to predict, not the exact bottom, that is very difficult of course, but you can predict in what time frame we are seeing a bottom and like which metrics come along with that, right? So if you just rely on a moving average, I'm not saying he does that, but let's say he does that, then you will be right like 9 out of 10 times. But there will be one moment that you will be wrong, because there will be a reversal, like after a bear market or after a downtrend. There's always coming on, normally, at least with Bitcoin, with such a matured asset, there's always coming a new uptrend, right? So it's very good if you can flip very easily from being bearish to bullish, and that you don't stick to that bias, and that you really, in fearful situations, be greedy, but in a negative way, so that you continue to wait for lower and lower levels while they may actually not come. What we have seen right now, I have a lot of people, a lot of friends of mine, a lot of people in my environment, they haven't bought Bitcoin at 16k because they just thought it will go to 12k. They thought it will go lower, and of course that possibility exists that it goes lower. But we also have a lot of signals that we actually have seen a bottom, and that you just know that in a long-term perspective, it is a good time to accumulate, right? You don't have to go 100x long on Bitcoin exactly like that, but to accumulate for the longer-term time frame instead of waiting for that 20% more drop to get a little bit better entry is just not always a very good strategy, in my opinion. I, in my life, went actually 2 times all in on Bitcoin. One time was when Bitcoin was at $3,000 US. I remember exactly this moment, guys. We had like that on time base. We got like a 4-year cycle low. Bitcoin was trading at 3,200. The amount of greed that I had during that period, guy, was actually insane. I was like every money I was doing like work as making websites, stuff like that, and every invoice I got paid directly, everything went to Bitcoin. I still had like some insurance money, I still had some savings, I had a car, I sold my car, everything went into Bitcoin. And that same feeling I had when Bitcoin was at 16,000 US dollars. I tweeted about that, I made a video about that, like, hey, my long-term position, my macro position for Bitcoin, my hodl position, let's say it like that, or my cycle position, I'm going to reaccumulate. I'm going to push all in. And I had some friends of me telling as well, saying to me like, why do you do that? Why don't you DCA a little bit more aggressive? Wait, maybe it goes lower. Maybe it's just a gut feeling of me, or maybe it's just the metrics, right? Because we had the 4-year cycle low, we already almost 80% for the all-time high. At one moment we got a bottom. If it goes to 12k, it's fine. I will lose a certain percentage short term because I think it will recover afterwards. But the potential to the upside, I just don't want to miss. Because one thing that I've learned from the bull market is it really hurts when you don't take profit in a bull market. That just really hurts. I can tell you that. It hurts. Because I've seen my big chunk of my portfolio losing 80% in value, where I could imagine 1 year ago, wow, I can buy this, I can buy that, I can buy this. Right now, I'm basically not, right? I lost 80% of the portfolio that I hodled, so where I didn't took profits from. But what is more a worse feeling, guys, I can tell you right now, is when Bitcoin is taking off, is going on a massive rally, and you are missing those gains. That for me personally is a worse feeling than to don't take profits in the bull market and lose a percentage, maybe even 80% of your hodl portfolio. And that's something that I've learned. Maybe that's also personal, right? That I have more difficult time when not being in a position when Bitcoin is doing a rally. Doesn't have to be necessarily a leverage position, just a big hodl position, just a all-in position, right, where you cannot get liquidated. That's for me worse if I don't have a position than to lose profits, to don't take profits in the bull market and the price goes down. And it has been rough, I can tell you that, and I think for most of you it has been rough last year. Of course, we all would like to take profits at the top. That's not possible. Or maybe you have taken some profits. We did do it on the channel, but we didn't went all out, right? We didn't say like, okay, right now you take everything out, you wait 1 year. But there is a big but, guys, and this will be the advantage for all the subscribers of this channel. And that is actually a huge advantage. Right now, I know how to call the exact top and the exact bottom based on 2 things. First one is based on time. Second one is based on derivative exchange data, the funding rates. And I think the next stop in Bitcoin, I think I already know slightly when that is going to happen. But I will know when it happens that it happens, because I know based on time and based on derivative exchange data exactly what I need to see for Bitcoin to top. Just like right now, I knew exactly that Bitcoin bottomed and went into a massive rally. Not everyone have seen it on this channel, but I have posted that on WhaleAlerts, guys. Of course, that that will be a high priority for me as well to upload very important information there. I made a video right before Bitcoin started to rally. I made a post. I explained everyone why I'm flipping right now from a bear to a perma bull, why I'm thinking that the price is going to go up, and why we only should look for long positions. I've explained that very precisely there right before Bitcoin rallied. I got a lot of messages from you saying thank you for sharing that information, and I'm very happy that I could see that, because I'm not stick to one outcome. I'm not like married to an idea. So that makes it for me easier to say like, okay, this looks bearish, structure looks bearish, but I see A, B, C, D, E. Right now, I'm flipping full bull in a matter of a day. That's a strength. That's really a strength. What I think, and I made a lot of mistakes in the past by getting married to a certain scenario and just confirmation bias, looking at all the things and just confirming that specific thing. But that's just what I want to give to you guys. That's what I want to share with you. Don't get married to your idea. Be like water, and especially don't. Yeah, it's weird for me to say that, but don't listen too much to other people. Like if there's a big Twitter account saying it goes up or it goes down, or a YouTube account, whatever, take it with a grain of salt. Trust on yourself, develop your own mindset, develop your own perspective, because you can always rely on yourself. Those other guys are also just people. They can make mistakes. Look at Il Capo of Crypto. He's screaming 12K already for a long time. And I'm not saying he's a bad trader. He's a very good trader. He's a very good analyst. I think so. He's a very successful influencer. A lot of people love him. I can understand that. But in this case, he definitely made a mistake while the signals were out there. And that is also okay, because every trader makes mistakes. Every human makes mistakes. There is no situation where you don't make mistakes. It's just better when you make that mistake yourself instead of somebody else. Because when you make that mistake yourself, you can take responsibility and you can learn from that. Guys, that's what I want to give to you. Of course, make sure if you are new to this channel to subscribe down below. We are going to be the channel that will be taking profits during the next bull market at the right time, because that will be your last option to exit Bitcoin for a very long time. If you don't want to miss that, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell icon so you get notified whenever we are talking about that. If you want to take the extra step, sign up to WhaleAlerts. Right now you can still do that with just joining Bybit with the affiliate link down below. That will change in the future to a monthly subscription once the product is more finalized. But right now you can still join on Bybit. And yeah, you also will get a deposit bonus up to $30,000 US, which is like one of the biggest deposit boosts that Bybit ever, actually the biggest that Bybit ever organized. Don't do it if you are not confident, if you are not a profitable trader yet, or if you have a gambling addiction or whatsoever. Do it only when you want to become truly a profitable trader and you want to do anything in your power to get to that goal. That is important. It's not for everyone. Just like I said in my other video, not everyone becomes a lawyer. Not everyone becomes a banker. Not everyone becomes an athlete. Not everyone becomes a business owner. Everyone got to do what they got to do. That's all what I want to give to you guys. I want to wish you an awesome day, and I hope to see all of you in the next video. Love you guys.